Belal Beseiso, you're the general manager of Continental Real Estate, which is based in Dubai. How do you see the market today? The question that everyone is asking.
Well, we're based in Dubai, but we started from Sharjah 22 years ago.
Which is somewhat unusual.
Yeah, we started actually 22 years ago from Sharjah. We have branches across the whole country in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ajman. Well, the market, at least we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that doesn't mean that the distance is pretty short. I would say this year, next year, won't be as easy as people are speculating. There is a lot of correction that needs to take place for us to go back to a normal market situation.
In Dubai, we know that there's an oversupply on both residential and commercial. Abu Dhabi is not at oversupply yet, although they may be with residential. What's it like in the other Emirates? Is it?
Well, I would say across the all 7 Emirates, we had a kind of an oversupply. The reason is the idea was that the UAE was started from Dubai and it got exported to the rest of the Emirates. We were catering not only to the UAE residents.
No, of course.
And that is the main difference. I mean, 70%, 60%, probably more, to be more accurate, were people buying from outside. So when we get struck with an international crisis, we would expect that the demand would go across. Now the thing is, it varies from one Emirates to another, but at the end of the day, we do have an oversupply situation. The only thing is, I think investors needs to change the way they look into their investment in here. I would strongly say everybody got to go to the essential basics where you do proper groundwork, you do proper pre-development legwork, if you want, in order to make sure you're going on the right, because things are changing. And what it would be ideal now is not to relate anything you want to do today to the past 4 or 5 years experience. It's totally different. It's totally incomparable.
That's interesting. So people who come in fresh might do even better than someone who's been here before?
I would definitely say yes, for one simple reason, that people coming fresh would really realize a payback period won't be the same as what people used to think.
They don't expect instant returns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's totally different expectations, with realistic expectations. This part of the world, it's still, it's a developing. We're in a developing state, so especially in Abu Dhabi. In Abu Dhabi, currently we have a shortage of residential. We see hundreds of people working in Abu Dhabi and living in Dubai.
Yeah.
So for the next year or two, whatever supply of residential units to Abu Dhabi market would be immediately absorbed. Yes, rents got to get different, got to go a little bit lower because honestly speaking, the prevailing rents in Abu Dhabi now or last year were a bit on the high end.
Way high, yes.
Way high.
I know. Well, what do you think is going to happen by the end of the year?
Well, you see, honestly speaking, in UAE, the vast majority of all industries, not only real estate, depends on bank finance. Now, what we hear, banks are having a surplus, they're able to finance, they're good indications. But on the other side, doesn't make sense that corporates or huge institutes get 8%, individuals will probably get 10%, pay 10% interest. Well, we want banks to recover A. B, we would really expect from banks to be a little bit realistic. I mean, look at the States where the major problem started. Today, people pay probably half of that as an interest. But this is how you would encourage not only real estate, but the rest of the industry.
Everything, yeah, make money cheaper. Sure.
So I think everybody got to define their priority, right? People get to see, to think a bit of a long term rather than short term. Our industry is a long term industry, so we might have a hiccup, we might have a situation at the moment. Even those people, I mean, those followers who built offices without, you know, thinking, yeah, they might suffer for a year, for 2 or 3, but eventually real estate is a long-termer. If you have not recovered your investment in 4 or 5 or 6 years like you initially thought, and you did in 15, at least you are recovering it.
That's not bad.
And
Yeah.
your asset, if well maintained, would even appreciate. I would say what we definitely need in here is probably a consortium of government bodies, investors, consultancies to underline, if we can say, the key areas where we need more legal support. Because, see, with 9, 10 years or more in Dubai, with property being sold for common ownership, till now, we don't have a proper law for strata law, I mean, a common owner. We do have a laws that make it mandatory for.
Right.
But
it's not clear yet how it's implemented.
It's not about implementing it. It's about having a law that would organize dispute. This is what you need.
Right.
And I would say there's no harm of going to those countries where, in Egypt, for example, they have 50 cases a month. That shows a dispute between, you know, ownership and association. Right. Go there, do a statistic, see what are the highest number of issues or of disputes that happens, and do your own legislation according. I mean, what we need is a law that would say, in case this happened, how. We're not talking about tiny details, because there'll always be details.
For big deals,
but for the key issues,
right.
Of the key issues of dispute, rejection of payment, of service charges, improper performance of a property manager, those key areas where little problems would occur, those has to be legislated. We have to have some law to organize that part of.
Thank you very much.